Hear that?
Hear that, buddy?
This is the 1-2. God damn it.
Alright, it's only 1-2. Matt's here, and Tottenham lost 2-0 away at Arsenal.
Ah, for fuck's sake.
Mate, how does it feel?
To ruin this. Terrible. Absolutely fucking terrible.
What happened? What went wrong?
It was the most Spurs performance I've ever seen from like 2006.
Yeah, okay.
We just shit ourselves on the big stage. Yeah, I just don't think we could really cope. It's annoying because Arsenal decided to turn up.
Yeah.
Because Sanchez and Özil have had a pretty poor season. They decided to turn up on the one day they're not supposed to. Kane and Ali got taken off.
Yeah.
Embarrassing.
Could have been a big chance to make such a big statement as well. I was properly thinking, like, backing it.
There's United away where we lost 1-0, and then
yeah.
this, and then City away next month. If we lose them all,
as well, yeah, that is going to be tough. Well, the king in the north is Mr. Wenger.
Oh dear.
I really feel for you, man. I thought that was going to be the time that Spurs really proved that they're worthy of the title. I don't know about the title, maybe, but certainly.
I just want to forget about it.
Yeah, sorry.
I just you know what? I'm just going to get annoyed. This will just frustrate me.
Well, don't get annoyed at me.
This will just frustrate me even more than it should do. Let's just talk about what these guys want to talk about.
Let's go.
Let's forget about the Arsenal stuff. Right, we're going to read out some of your comments from last week's video. Thanks for sending them all in. Yeah,
nice one. Thanks a lot.
Quite a few. We've got one here from RK. What are your predictions for the top 6 in the Premier League this season?
This RK bloke, I've seen him sniffing around.
Yeah, a bit of a shady fella, isn't he?
Yeah.
If you're watching RK, we're on to you.
What are your predictions for the top 6 in the EPL this season? Well, we were just looking at the table, and the table goes like this: City, United, Chelsea, Tottenham, Liverpool, Arsenal.
Yeah.
The top 6, I think, has pretty much formed itself already. I can't see too much movement in or like within that group.
Yeah.
I think maybe Liverpool, sorry Mo, might slip down a place or 2 perhaps, but I think that pretty much is the top 6.
I think that's about it.
I mean,
I can see City running away and it kind of being bookended maybe by Liverpool in 6th, but the 2nd to 5th is kind of all there is to play for. It's kind of sad, isn't it? Yeah. We're becoming Spain or Italy.
But are there any other clubs in the table then who you think could break into it?
Well, Burnley and Watford are in 7th and 8th.
Exactly.
So I can't see them sustaining a challenge for the European places.
Yeah.
And the ones you would expect to, like Southampton, Everton.
Yeah.
No.
They've got too much catching up to do by now already.
I think finally the amount of money spent and all this kind of stuff is really showing the gap in the Premier League.
Yeah. That's not really finally. It's not exactly the biggest. I mean,
well, there's always one or two surprises, but now, kind of disappointing.
Right, so there's your answer. Okay, pay close attention.
Exactly, who's there now? Yeah.
Right, Siddharth Kumar. I hope, mate, that I've pronounced your name right. Says, are Juan Mata, Marouane Fellaini, and Luke Shaw the players that Jose will have to let go in the January transfer window?
They're not key players. This is the problem. They're not key players, but. I mean, to let them go, yes, they'd be a loss.
Yeah.
But I think it's not the end of the world.
But does he have? I mean,
well, I think
are they the players that he has to? Does he have?
Mata's contract's running out.
Okay.
So any bit of money for him will be fine.
Yeah.
Fellaini's always had that love-hate kind of thing. I mean, I think if he goes, people will say, let Fellaini go because I quite liked him this season. But on the face of it, you can get a better player in.
Yeah, definitely.
And Luke Shaw just can't do anything. They literally just can't do anything to get back into the team. I feel quite sorry for him. Come to Spurs, Luke. You're welcome.
You're welcome at Villa. I can now.
Yeah.
Actually, you've got to wait for Alan Hudson to retire, and then we'll take you on.
Super Al. Jesus, I didn't realise he's still playing.
Scottish Cafu. He's still playing. Mate, I hated Alan Hutton when he got to Villa. And then a couple of years later, I was singing his name. And that, for one thing, shows how far Villa have fallen. And for another, it shows that I'm a fickle bastard. But for another, shows that Alan Hutton is fucking quality.
He's found his level at last. Excellent. Right, we now have we've got another comment here from I'm going to try and pronounce it just right. Pranav Chandra Kalipali, I think that's it. Go with a bit of a Spanish theme. What are Barcelona's chances of winning La Liga, and who should they sign in January?
I think their chances of winning the Liga are probably pretty strong.
I mean, they're like 7, 8 points clear already.
Is it really that much?
Exactly the same as Man City.
Yeah.
I think, you know, excuse me for being pessimistic, but it's done.
How did that happen after Madrid last season?
Because they just bowls it up at the beginning. Because if Ronaldo's not playing well, Madrid aren't doing the business.
Yeah, fair. But I mean, how
Valencia
many games was it that he didn't score in, Ronaldo, at the start of this season? Maybe.
I think he scored 1 in 10.
Oh, okay,
1 in the first 10 he scored.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, Ronaldo's a crisis, and
that is not great.
Run away with it.
Dembele's still going to come back from injuries. That's a new signing.
Yeah, okay, fair play.
New signing-ish.
Yeah, Dembele's still got a bit of work. How old is Dembele? Isn't he not 19?
18, 19.
18 or 19. The way he left Dortmund as well, mate, that was so out of order. He just dusted. Apparently, he rents a house in Dortmund from which Jurgen Klopp owns, and he just disappeared to, like, just left, or he went back to France or something, and then he just stopped showing up to training at Dortmund because he was trying to force through this move, and then they apparently went to look at his house or something to try and find him, and there's just loads of rubbish piled up outside, and he'd like pulled all the shutters down and locked he just fucked off.
That is not the way to do it, Osman. That is not. Well, I just think there should be a cap.
He got away with it. Do you know what I mean? That is the way to do it. If you're a professional footballer and you play like that, and like, if you're that much of a dickhead, like,
I'd love Barca to turn around and be like, "Oh, actually, you're pretty disrespectful to your club now. You'll probably be shit at ours as well," and then not sign him.
As if Barcelona care about that, mate. That is their.
Yeah, well, I hope he's a cock at Barcelona.
Right. Anyway, Hasib Abbasi says, "Is Jurgen Klopp overrated?" Is Jurgen Klopp overrated?
I think Klopp and Liverpool suit each other in the fact that they're both a complete enigma. I think Klopp could look like an absolute genius one week, and Liverpool's attacking play, you can see them win, like against Arsenal. Yeah. And then he could look like a twat for playing Lovren when they got battered against Spurs.
Yeah.
It's one or the other with Klopp, and it's the same with Liverpool. I think it transpires, it shows in his team that, you know, because he did a good job. When Dortmund were flying a few years ago in Champions League, he built up a team from nothing and made some amazing players.
With proper young players as well.
Yeah.
And I mean, some of the players that he had in his team, Kevin Grosskreutz was in his team, won the league with him. I mean, now Grosskreutz is playing like 2nd division in Germany.
Really?
Yeah, he played for Darmstadt. He came out and said that he was retiring, or like somebody took a photo of him like outside a nightclub, or he got himself in a scrap outside a nightclub or something, and he came and gave this really teary press conference saying, "I'm finished with professional football for now," and then 2 months later he signed for Darmstadt. Yeah, but I mean, Klopp did brilliantly, and to have Dortmund
do what they do,
doing so well, winning the title twice in Germany, doing so well in the Champions League.
But they had good defenders. Maybe he just focused on the attack, and Mats Hummels was like, "Don't worry, boss. I'll sort the defence out."
To be fair. What is your opinion? Says Ruslan Lebedinets. You know, mate, we're doing a good trade in pronouncing names, aren't we?
We are. Wow.
I hope we're doing all right. Thanks a lot for the questions. Please don't feel insulted. What's your opinion on the new World Cup kits?
Hashtag 1-2. The new World Cup kits. I think some of them have become more boring and plain these days.
Yeah.
It's like the Nike template, just shoving different colours on.
Yeah.
Plus, not many of them have like loads of sponsors, so I think there's a chance for them to become a bit more normal. Unlike in Spain's, with the little design down the side.
He's only just looked at it.
No, I've been a big fan since 1984.
The Belgium's World Cup kit is really nice. I might have to get myself one of those, or maybe I could get my brother it for Christmas and then just get him the wrong size, and then I can have it. Right. Anyway, some comments for your
family Christmas plans.
It's a pretty Christmassy kit as well, because it's got that nice, like, I'm not sure what you call it.
Yeah, because it looks like your nan's sweater. Let's switch on here. We have a great Mr. Shoaib Green, I think is how you pronounce it. It's so cringy when you try to make fun of clubs. Work on your banter.
Cut me so deep.
Work on your banter. Come on, let's.
I thought the banter was about 6 out of 10. It wasn't like.
Who did you even take the piss out of?
Pardon?
Who were you taking the piss out of? Which clubs?
That will really be the death of the atmosphere in any ground. Although, to be fair, the Etihad or at the Emirates, there's no atmosphere to kill anyway. So Man City and Arsenal, you might as well crack on.
Don't know. I said that Arsenal and Man City have got no atmosphere at their grounds, which is not exactly
the fucking Wildstone Raider over it. Have they got no fans?
Yeah, fairly uncontroversial.
I feel like I should hit you with a few clubs and you just got to take the piss just on the spot.
Yeah.
As in the banterometer.
I think it's probably just going to fairly quickly go from taking the piss to like blindly abusing.
Just abusing clubs. If you were at Villa QPR on Saturday, a great 2-1 win.
Yeah.
What would you shout at the QPR fans? What's your best bit of banter you'd give them?
Don't know, mate.
Nothing. That's what you got. Work on it. Mr. Green, well done. Work on your banter.
Thanks a lot for all your comments. Do keep them coming. If you comment below and use the hashtag #12 and make sure to ask us plenty of questions so that we've got something to talk about next week. Yeah, then we'll get round to answering them. Take it easy. Have a good week. See you next Monday.
See enough to believe in me. You see your son, but is he in me?